There we go. And we are now joined by Kyle Busch. If you have a question for the driver of the number 18 M&M's Camry, go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to start off with Michael Shelton. Go ahead with your question, Michael. Michael, you're on mute.
Sorry, wrong button. I apologize. Thank you. Well, Kyle, I know it seems like your back's up against the wall heading into this weekend, and you're heading to a track that the rovel that has traditionally not gone well for you. I just want to get your mindset heading into this weekend, and what can you learn from your past two runs at the rovel that you can just possibly improve on to improve your chances of advancing into the next round?
The things that we've learned is just how to drive the place, how to continue to improve on how to drive the place, and also with the race team on trying to find more grip. Last few years, last two times, the only two times we've been there, it just kind of seems like we don't quite have all of what we're looking for. We were going to have a decent run. I feel like the first year, maybe a third or a fourth place finish. And then last year we were certainly destined for a top six, but each year we get caught up in stuff. The first year following everybody off the cliff in turn one. And then, last year getting hit on a restart with somebody making a three wide move, getting into one, and caused damage to our car, got a flat tire, and never recovered. So just unfortunate circumstances. We just got to keep ourselves out of trouble, but that's hard to do on such a tight circuit with a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of guys making desperation moves, and us needing to make some desperation moves as well too, most likely. Thank you. Good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jenna Fryer. Go ahead with your question, Jenna.
Hey, Kyle. A lot of new owners are interested in NASCAR, and they cite the changing financial model with the new car. As I know you don't want to be a Cup owner, as far as I know, but do you see the value? Do you believe that there really is going to be a reset that makes it worthwhile to get into Cup ownership?
I have no idea on any of the specifics of any of that stuff. From just the things that I've heard from JGR management is, I'm not sure what all the rules are going to entail on how many cars, but the cars are certainly going to be more expensive than the current cars that we have. So as far as all that goes, again, I don't know how the model can be sustained with these new owners coming in, especially new ones coming in right now for next year, knowing that they have to buy old useless inventory and then essentially scrap it when it's all said and done. So that to me makes absolutely no sense. But we're happy with where we're at Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Truck Series, doing what we can do with Toyota and for Toyota in the Truck Series to continue the driver development program that continues to put butts in seats in the Xfinity Series with Joe Gibbs Racing, as well as the Cup Series cars.
Do you plan on doing that for a long time?
Long time could be next year. I don't know. We've been doing it now for 10 years. This is our 10th season doing it. And unfortunately, the last few years haven't quite gone to the way we would like to, or the way we're accustomed to, and being able to have drivers, contend for championships, be up there, racing their way all the way to the Final Four and being in the championship race. So we certainly have a little bit of work to do as an organization to continue to get our stuff better. There's always guys that are playing catch up and all that sort of stuff. So maybe they have caught up to us. We see each and every week, GMS is putting 4 or 5 trucks on the racetrack, and they're all running within the top 6, 7, or 8 spots. So, that's certainly to be commended. And obviously we see that, and we're not doing that. So, we've got work to do.
Thanks, Kyle.
Our next question will come from Bob Pockris. Go ahead with the question, Bob.
Yeah, Kyle, considering all the playoff drivers are starting up front, what do you think is the likely, or what's your goal as far as how many points you want to try to catch up through the stages?
Don't have any. Just race it out, race, as best we can, as good as we can. I felt like, the Daytona road course was going okay for us. I made a lot of mistakes early on in the race, and we were still up to second and trying to chase down Elliott there towards the end, to gain some of those seconds that he distanced us and the rest of the field by on a restart when I had to slice through traffic a little bit to get to second, and then we ended up having all of our brake failures. So, we for as far off as we've been at the Roval, that was certainly a big step in the right direction at the Daytona Road Course. So we're taking some of that similar philosophy there in order to see if we can improve on our how our cars drive at the Roval.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Lee Spencer. Go ahead with your question, Lee. Lee, you're on mute.
So
my earphones do that. Is that
Okay. Yep, we can hear you now.
Sorry about that. I'm not going to pile on, Kyle, because things have been tough enough for you this year. But Dave Wilson yesterday called the performance of the Toyota teams unacceptable. Is it a team thing? Is it a manufacturer thing? Is it a combined situation between teams and drivers that he's not getting the results that he's hoping for?
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I did see or hear from Dave. Dave and I had conversations back at Dover and then again a couple weeks ago. So, you know, we certainly understand and see that we're a little behind the 8 ball when it comes to, you know, sometimes unloading, sometimes being good enough right off the truck at the start of some of these races. It was a bit rougher earlier on. It's been a little bit better more lately. So I don't know if that's simulation improving or what we're reading in the simulation, or if it's just more guesswork and the guesses are going right. I'm not exactly certain as to what's been a little bit better. Obviously, it hasn't lended itself necessarily to wins. There's definitely probably 2 or 3 wins that we, the 18 team, coulda, shoulda, woulda had, barring a little bit different circumstances this year. But that's not talking like last year. There was probably 12 or 13 wins the 18 car could have had. So, you know, there's a lot of different things that are going on for us this year. I'm not sure why or what, but, you know, next year is going to look awfully familiar to this year with no practice and all that. So we definitely have got to do some catch up here. You know, simulation is a big part of that right now. Everything is simulation. That's all the tool. That's the only tool we have. That's the only practice we have. So if the Ford guys or the Chevy guys are doing a better job of being on the simulator and getting better notes and being able to feel that better and make better changes on the simulator in order to have their stuff more prepared and ready to go when the race starts, then by golly, we better figure out how to do the same thing. It's the only tool and resource we have. But if the sim is telling you the wrong information, then obviously, you know, there's something wrong within the settings within the sim that we've also got to make sure that are right.
I mean, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but I mean, I think that we would all kind of agree that you are one of the top talents in the sport, and to see this kind of performance, it's just not Kyle-like.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. The laps led, the running up front, I'm sure the average running position is horrendous this year as what it's compared to be in years past. So definitely, you know, I feel as though some of that might be due to the competition kind of catching up. You know, last year, this new aero package and everything, everybody was kind of trying to find their tune as to downforce or less drag or what kind of car you would bring to what track. And it seems like, you know, a lot of people are a lot closer to that. And when we're at Las Vegas, for instance, just a couple of weeks ago, when we all dropped the green flag and we all kind of got spread out a little bit, I was running second at one point, and the third place guy was running me down and caught up and then stalled out and couldn't pass me and faded back. And then the fourth place guy ran into the third place guy. The fifth place guy ran into the fourth place guy, but nobody was passing. Nobody was going anywhere. So it just shows the competition is equaled out, and, you know, it's hard to make up spots. So my brother and myself, we're running for 12th and 13th with John Hunter Nemechek with about 30 to go. We, the 18 team, pitted and, you know, got our fresh tires on, and then the caution came out. Kurt had stayed out, was able to inherit the lead, came down pit road, got his tires, was able to inherit the lead on the restart, controlled the rest of the race, won the race. So a 13th place car went from running 13th to the lead and won the race. So just drop anybody out front, and, you know, that's possibly where they can ride.
Appreciate your time, champ. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Our next question will come from Claire B. Lang. Go ahead with your question, Claire.
thank you. Kyle, a couple of weeks ago, you said and predicted that you would not make it through the next round. And when you were asked, you said, don't care. And some fans were like, oh, he doesn't care. But I know how much you care, right? And how do you, Like, did you say that because you were frustrated or because you knew the reality of the situation and you were predicting it accurately?
I guess yes to all, certainly there's reasons to believe, and based off of past history, reasons as to why I said what I said. And, having Talladega and the Charlotte Roval both in the same round for us is worst case scenario. That's absolutely possible. So, it's a tough round for us and this team with the luck we seem to have, especially this year. But anything can happen. You can go into this race and work your guts out and finish second in each and every one of the stages, and yet still get beat out by somebody else by points, or finish second to the 88 car winning and he transfers on, or whatever it might be. So, fact of the matter is it's going to come down to attrition and seeing what happens in the race and just playing it out the whole way and hoping that you're not in the attrition.
So how much do you care that you get in this round, even though it's really, really tough? What's your thoughts about maybe a way that you could potentially make it in? How much do you care?
It's a surprising question coming from you, Claire, but yeah.
No, I know it. I know how much you care.
I wouldn't be continuing to go to the racetrack each and every week and pouring my heart and soul into this and taking time away from my family if I didn't care. So obviously there's M&Ms and Interstate Batteries and Toyota and everybody else on my race car and at Joe Gibbs Racing that supports us, that works as hard as they do. And my team and my crew chief and all my guys, they don't spend the time and effort that they do each and every week and all year long for the years that we've been together for one of us to not care. So, that's tongue-in-cheek talk and should be known as that coming from me. Obviously, I say a lot of dumb shit. So it is what it is, and we're going to go on into this week and fight like hell and try to make it through.
I believe that to be true, and I know how much you care, Kyle. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our next question will come from Woody Kane. Go ahead with the question, Woody.
Hey, Kyle, appreciate your time. This year has been so crazy on a number of fronts, and sponsors are no different. And I noticed that next week at Kansas, you're going to have Treat Town on the car, sort of a virtual trick-or-treating thing. Can you describe what that deal is about a little bit, and about Kansas in particular? Because for a long time, you couldn't seem to get a handle on that track, but here in the last dozen or so, you really seem to have found something different there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm certainly looking forward to going to Kansas and having the opportunity to run another M&M scheme brought to you by with Treat Town, excuse me. Obviously, as the leader in Halloween candy, the M&M's Wrigley team has done a tremendous job of delivering hundreds of thousands, millions of product to homes over the years. And no matter where we are or where our families are this season, Mars Wrigley is a trusted resource for them. And, obviously with social distancing, trick-or-treating options on October 1st, Mars Wrigley is launching Treat Town, the first ever digital trick-or-treating app, which will allow users to connect and exchange candy with families and friends across the country. So everybody's going to want to tune into that. And on October 1st, go to your App Store or your Google Play or whatever it might be in order to be able to download the app, Treat Town. And we're all looking forward to being able to celebrate Halloween and trick-or-treating some way, somehow, in some sort of fashion with everything that's kind of gone on here in 2020.
And the track specifically?
Going to Kansas, yeah. I mean, I'll have a whole different perspective as to what's going on come Monday, right? As to what my mindset is going into Kansas. But I think next round is actually a pretty pleasing round for the 18 car, barring us getting through this round, but not having. If you all remember correctly, I talked about insurance premiums and how my premiums were going to go up last year in Las Vegas. Well, I didn't even buy insurance this year. So that goes to show you how important insurance is, not having any of those stage points, not having any of those race wins to have those stage points to fall back on. So obviously that's going to be a tough act to follow here this weekend with being able to transfer through. Hopefully we do, but that'll give me the precedence of what to expect going to Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville, and so on.
Thank you.
Kyle, thanks for taking the time to join us. Good luck at the Roval this weekend.
All righty, you got it. Thanks.
Take care.